Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host Paladin Robin. Thank you for joining us today. Today we're going to be doing this review for this particular planeswalker here. This planeswalker is Angrath Minotaur Pirate. Before we get started, folks, we want to make sure we thank Webcore. Webcore has been awesome to us. They've given this planeswalker to us so that we can do this review for you and just keep you in the loop of all the things that you need to know about this one here so you can make an informed decision on whether you want this one or not. Alright, so thank you Webcore, you guys are awesome as usual. Okay folks, let's get into it. Here we are, let's start with this, 147, that's the health. 147 is about right, I think. This one, depending on how you want to build for it, is going to be a planeswalker that may require a little bit more health. Now you'll see some planeswalkers that are fast, right? You can get one of those that are fast and you can build the deck correctly and just really jump on your opponent from the beginning. Maybe you don't need a ton of health points. Some other ones, they're a little slower to develop. You'll see that with some of these other planeswalkers and you'll want a little bit more health. Now for me, what I really like about this planeswalker is this third ability. I'll go over that with you in due time. But in order to set up that third ability, you're going to need to have a lot of health points just because it's going to be one that takes a little bit of time, right? You're going to have to play some defense. It's going to take some time and you're going to want these extra health points. But rest assured, as soon as you hit this ability, the game is over. All right. So I'll get into that and how you can make sense of that ability and the rest of the abilities in due time. So here we go. Let's talk about this next. We have +5 for the red and +5 for the black. That's really nice. That's going to help you to get your stuff out quickly. You got -2 for the white over here. Of course, you know, you're going to not want to be connecting too many of these whites. Just go for the black and the red. So that's what I would do there, obviously. Okay, let's talk about this first ability now. The first ability will cost you 10, right? It's Gathering the Crew. Create 3 Angrath Vessel tokens, discard 2 cards, then draw 2 cards. Here is what the Angrath Vessel looks like. It's a support card, artifact, 2 shields, it's a token you can see here. When you draw a creature card, that creature gains the pirate subtype. At the beginning of your turn, the first pirate card in your hand gains X mana. X is this support shield. So this one I think is really good, especially if you're going to use it with a card kind of like the Vraska Relic Seeker Vanguard. That's a very good Vanguard. It gives your creatures the pirate subtype. And then on the second turn, if you have enough shields, you can use that second ability and it'll give you the double strike ability for all of your pirates. Now, what you're going to want to do with that one is, of course, play pirates. If you don't have pirates, that's okay, because this Angrath Vessel here is going to make your creatures into pirates already. And then all you got to do is hit that double strike ability for that second ability on that Vraska Relic Seeker card. So it's going to speed it up for you. You're going to get that double strike and you're not going to have to wait 2 turns, right? That first turn, you're going to be trying to convert your creatures into pirates, but heck, you don't have to do that here because the Angrath Vessel will already give them that subtype. Very cool, very cool. Here's the next one, Pirate Smash. Deal X damage to the first opposing creature. Up to 3 random opposing supports will lose X shield. This effect can affect Vanguard supports. X is the greatest power among pirate creatures that you control. So I like this ability. I think it goes well with the pirate theme. Obviously, you'll want to have a big creature so you can do a lot of damage and destroy some of those bigger, stronger supports. I would use this ability with a deck that has something like Echo the Repentant, right? That's an excellent creature that reinforces all your creatures as they come into the battlefield. That's a great ability because it'll make your creatures really big and you can do tons and tons of damage using this ability here. So really excellent. I'd use Echo for this. Echo's a great one just in a lot of decks. Okay, so Rage of the Minotaur. This is the third one. This is the one that I think is the best. This one I think is a game winner. This particular planeswalker is what I would refer to as a countdown planeswalker. Countdown planeswalker meaning that you're just trying to build a deck that will get your stuff going in a way that you're just counting down the turns until you can hit this or hit another ability, right? But I think this one is the strongest one. And really what we're going to just try to do is build decks to kind of get this one going. And then, like I said, it's a countdown. And when you hit this thing, if you've built the deck correctly, the game is over. Okay, so let's go over this and then I'll kind of get into more of the countdown in a second. All right, so this one is called Rage of the Minotaur. Destroy all creatures. Deal X damage to your opponent's planeswalker. X is the number of creature cards in all graveyards. Then return the first creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. That creature gets +Y/+Y. Y is 2 times the amount of damage that you just dealt to your opponent in that way. Okay, so you'll be wanting to use this ability, right, with cards that destroy your library. So I would go and search destroy library, or maybe destroy your opponent's library. And what that's going to do is it's going to just load up your graveyard with tons of cards. What I'm going to try to do with a deck that's got this, and you'll see it in the deck that I built, is include a lot of creature cards. Because if you got a lot of creature cards in there, it's just going to help you even more, right? The chances of you discarding a creature or getting a creature destroyed from your library in that way is going to go up. So definitely want to include a lot of creatures. I don't really like to put more than like 3 creatures in a deck, or maybe 4 creatures in a deck, unless I have to, unless it really goes with the theme. But this one, if you use this one, you could put a lot of creatures in there just because it's going to help you, right? So some creatures that you'll use maybe can substitute for other like spells, right? So you can kind of keep that in mind. One of the things that I'd use for this kind of a deck is the Nashi Searcher in the Dark. Also, Infamous Cruel Claw is another good one. Both of those will destroy cards from your library every time they attack. So every turn, they're going to be continually filling up your graveyard. And hopefully by the time you hit this, when you're able to pay for this with 20, that's going to give you the ability to have enough damage to beat your opponent, right? You're going to hopefully have enough creatures in that graveyard and your opponent's graveyard that it's going to just be enough damage to win the whole thing. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on with any deck that I build for Angrath here. Alright, so let's take a look at that deck that I built. This one is called Broadside Cannons, and it goes with the theme that I just talked about. We have Nashi here. You can pause the video if you want, but Nashi will destroy the top X cards of your library. X is this creature's power, and that will happen when this creature here does that combat damage. So that's important. You'll throw a ton of cards into the graveyard with Nashi. Also, the infamous Cruel Claw that I talked about destroys 3 cards from each player's library whenever this one deals damage. So you're going to be using those to get a lot of cards in your graveyard. And for this one, like I said, I don't like to put more than 3 or 4 creatures into the deck, because you only can fit 3 on the battlefield, right? But this one I've got 5. And the reason for 5 is because you want to have a lot of creatures in your graveyard, and the best way to do that is you gotta put some creatures into your deck more so than normal. All right, a couple of the others. Argus Cost. This one is good for defense. Gotta play defense. Marchesa, again, good for defense. Gotta play defense. And then some other cards here that you can see. They will help throw cards into the graveyard. All right, and like I said, all we're trying to do is build up that graveyard to make it really, really big, and then hit this. And if that graveyard is big enough, if we've done it correctly, this will win the game for us. All right. One last thing, Case of the Shattered Pack. This is a good one because it's going to give that creature that comes into play, it's going to give it the haste and double strike if you can get this one out a little early, right? You're probably going to need to get it out with this one, but that's what it's there for, right? Get it out early, give it double strike, give that haste, and hopefully you'll be able to win that game. Okay guys, let's go take a look at some gameplay. Okay guys, let's go take a look. We'll see what we can do. I'm excited to get to it. Let's get this going. Alright, kind of like I said in the video, what we're trying to do is get a ton of cards into the graveyard. Infamous Cruel Claws there, that's great. That's going to help us with that. There we go. Alright, we're looking like we're going to be able to do some stuff early. That's good. There we go, and there we go. Okay, Infamous Cruel Claw is out. So awesome. That's such a good card. Looks like we got some more matches down here that we're able to make. Tell you what, Dihada's next. I really like Dihada. I'm a combo player, right? And combo players, we want to be able to fetch cards, right? Fetch those cards that we want. Dihada helps us with that, so that's so cool. Okay, here we go. I want my double strike. Looks like I will not get it. Alright. Nashi. Yeah, we'll go with this. There we go. Alright. So we're making some moves here. We're able to get this guy on the target list to get him out, right? He's got that suspect, so he's going to be out pretty soon, so that's good. And we're playing some good defense there, guys. That's really awesome. All right. Shucks, I was hoping for a case of the Shattered Pact. We don't have it there. Oh, you know what? I forgot that I had a Nashi in the hand. Oh, look, case of the Shattered Pact, so that's good. All right, that helps so much. Okay, folks, let's do this. Let's put Nashi up here. What I'm hoping for now is just the ability to be able to get things going into the graveyard. We're throwing stuff in there just like you saw. There we go, and then there we go. Our case of the Shattered Pact. Okay. Now we're making some moves. We're throwing things into the graveyard. That's really good. Breaches is out again. Wow. Alright, it is what it is. We're going to try to make sure we can get our stuff into the graveyard and then hopefully just wreck the opponent. Okay, taking out this Dihada here. Let's see if we can get some more things into the graveyard. That's what we wanted. The Teferi's puzzle box. Alright, this is important because it's going to help us to just take some of these things here that we don't want, that we don't need, get rid of them in a way that's going to help us. Okay, Grist. Alright, throwing stuff into the graveyard again. There we go. Looks like we got 19 cards in the graveyard. 19 usually means you got at least 10 creatures in there, so that's good. There we go, making moves. Okay, Dihada. And Teferi's puzzle box is coming out soon, so that's good. Alright, guys, alright. Nashi's ready to go. And I tell you what, I'd go with this. Alright, let's go with this. This is what I like about that, right? We're able to get that double strike. Plus, we have the haste ability, so that's good. It's going to attack on this turn. There we go. Nope. And then nope. Alright, throwing tons of cards into the graveyard. Oh look, we have our ability already loaded up. So that's cool. Okay, we're doing good, folks. Guys, if I'm not mistaken, this could be the end of the game. Let's see what the opponent does. Alright, I'm thinking this could be the end of the game. We'll hit that third ability, smash all of these things, depending on what is actually in the graveyard as far as creatures. They're going to take a big amount of damage. We're going to have a creature also on the board that's going to get a big buff. When that buff hits, we're going to have a chance to see if we're going to win it. Alright, so we're going to also be able to attack with the creature on this turn. So let's see. Destroying all of these creatures. We're going to see how much of a buff that we get and how much damage we get going on here. Let's take a look. 22, that's nice. And then Infamous Cruel Claw. There we go. This is the win, folks. This is the win. Very cool here. Tell you what, we'll go with this. Don't really even need to, but we'll go with it. And yeah, look at that. So cool. Guys, this is the win, just like I said. Like and subscribe, share with all your friends. What an amazing, amazing game right there. You can see it's huge, big, explosive win there. Very cool. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. Like and subscribe, share with all your friends. And that's it. Good gaming, guys.